Yes, Reds. Manchester United are back today. We beat Bournemouth 3-1. 3-1. 3 goals on the road. 3 points. Top of the league. All that sort of stuff. It's the best start we could have hoped for, isn't it? No, we're not going to get carried away. We're not going to think this is it. We're not going to start proclaiming 21 in May. Although, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to start doing that just yet. There was encouraging signs to be positive there today, wasn't there? There was a solid base to build from. We didn't look like we really got out of second gear. We looked like we was kind of cruising. We didn't really look like we needed to dig down and really start battling or panicking. We put in a professional performance, I thought. If we start at the back, I thought Luke Shaw's development looks good to me, and it's great to have him back in the team. That sort of energy is a massive plus for us. Thought Tony Valencia deserves an honourable mention. The crosses that we spoke about, him putting those first-time crosses in, it's clearly Tony Valencia going toward us what we've seen this season, because he was so anti this. Last season, he would always go for the inside pass to a supporting centre-half rather than hit a first-time ball into somebody in the box. We've seen him do that today. I thought Marouane Fellaini, as the game wore on, got better into it. And I think the reason that Marouane Fellaini was looking good was because he's been restricted. I think his positioning is a lot more fixed than it has been or was under Louis van Gaal. I thought under Louis van Gaal, he was played as one of the holding midfield two on paper and didn't play there. He went roaming. And I was worried when I saw the starting 11 today with him and Herrera, because I'm like, Herrera's not the most defensively minded midfielder. He's probably going to start bombing on. If Fellaini starts bombing on, then we could be in trouble. But that didn't really happen. Him and Herrera, probably sticking to the orders of Jose Mourinho, both kept their shape excellently. They was either side of the centre circle. They was either side of the pitch. They was working in tandem with each other, and it was great to see. So hats off to Fellaini. I give him shit when he deserves it, and I'm praising him when he deserves it as well, because today I thought he did excellent. He was, I don't think he was man of the match worthy, but he was certainly fulfilling the job that was required of him today. As I mentioned, Herrera pushed on into the number 10 position for the last 10 minutes or so. Wasn't really enough to do anything from that area, apart from really just keep the ball ticking. Decent performance. Thought Juan Mata looked good. I don't like him as a right winger. It doesn't really suit him. I do think there's an option for playing Juan Mata as the number 10, especially as I didn't think Wayne Rooney had another decent game. Didn't have another good game. He scored, yes, but really his involvement in the whole game was largely minimal. I don't like Mata on the right hand side. I don't think he offers you an attacking outlet to hit the byline and bring something in. Defensively, I think he's a problem. I would rather put him as the number 10. One of the things that we saw with Mata, and I think this was something that you could use in tandem with Zlatan, is Zlatan comes back a lot, and I would like to see Mata drifting into those areas. He was drifting into those areas from the wide right. I think it's easier for him to drift in and find places like he did for his goal down the middle. I think he'd be a whole lot more effective from there. Moving on to the left-hand side with Anthony Martial. I thought Martial was pretty anonymous in the first half. Again, once he started moving inside, and that's the beauty of the team that we've got. We've got quite a transitionary forward four. Once he started drifting inside and being able to find the space and run at people, which he doesn't really get on the left wing, that's why I think he should play down the centre. He was finding all sorts of stuff, and when he got fouled for the free kick that was saved from Zlatan, he was about to shoot them. Who knows what would have come from that? Zlatan obviously took his goal fantastically. His hold-up play is brilliant. The way he brings other players into the game is brilliant. There was at 1.4 or 5 minutes from the end. I think it might have been about 10 minutes from the end, actually. He gets the ball on the left-hand side, plays it round as a defender goes to the ground, and picks it up on the other side of him. And you're like, that is a man in confidence, isn't it? Took his goal fantastically, and I've watched the replays. I actually don't think he hits it all that clean, but it goes perfectly into the cheek of the goal, right in the corner. Fantastic. Mkhitaryan didn't really do anything once he came on, didn't really have the opportunity. Same with Memphis. Was good to see Morgan Schneiderlin come in and slot straight into that protector of the back four sort of mold. And I have to take my hat off a little bit to Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth, their form towards the end of last season was relegation form. They lost players through injuries. Their thin and weakened squad was taking a right hammering, and their form was polar opposite to what it was at the time when they beat us. When they beat us, they went on a bit of a run, did well, was looking very promising. Once the second half of the season came, they was pretty much lucky to be still in the league. They've not started the season great, obviously, with the defeat at home, But they made it difficult for us in the first half. They had a lot of the ball. They was pressing high. They was showing it in good areas. And that's why I said I think it was a professional performance from United. We didn't panic. We allowed them to come at us. We absorbed their pressure. And we more or less dealt with it. If they take a little bit more risk in the final third, they're going to be a problem for people again this year. Because they do have one or two players that can open up a team. Which we saw today. Smith taking his goal extremely well. So where does this leave us now going into Friday night? Because Paul Pogba's going to come back into the team, undoubtedly. I think he will drop Fellaini. And normally I would be like, happy fucking days. But Fellaini played well today. So you have to look, is he going to drop Herrera? Because he's certainly going to play Pogba. I'm sure of it. I'm sure Pogba's going to start. I would rather have played Pogba and Herrera because I think the energy is something that we're definitely going to need against Southampton. They're going to bring a lot more energy. We're going to need a little bit more guile to break down a Southampton team. They're going to come to Old Trafford and they're going to look to try and hit us on a counter. So we have to be a little bit smarter with some of the decisions that we made. Today we gave the ball away quite a lot. We didn't have a very high pass completion rate today. We need to be a little bit more clinical than that. But I'm not going to go too hard on the team and I'm not going to get too carried away with the win because it is just the first game of the season. We didn't have the best preparation in pre-season. We didn't look even amazing against Leicester. So there's things to happen. What I'm excited about is the depth that we've got now around the squad. I think there's still key areas that might need one or two personnel. Not sure we're going to get it. Pretty sure first team wise we're going to go as we are for the remainder of the season, at least till January. And I'm pretty content with it. There's definitely questions to be asked for Jose Mourinho about certain personnel, whether they stay in, whether they don't. And there's questions to be asked whether we're going to continue with the 4-2-3-1. I think 4-3-3 is certainly the way we need to go. That number 10 slot really isn't working for me at the moment, at least anyway. And I would like to see us go to a midfield three that includes Schneiderlin, Herrera and Pogba. I think that would be a very, very strong basis and then also allow space for the forward three to operate. Once we get that, I think we're off and running. Southampton's a big game at home. 3 points there. That sets us up perfectly towards the end of the month. Looking strong. Top of the league, but don't look at the league table until 6, 7, 8 games in because it doesn't ever stay anything like this, does it? But we got off to the best possible start we could have got. Bit gutted to concede in the end, but 3 goals on the road. Can't say fairer than that. My man of the match, didn't talk about him. I actually skipped completely over him, didn't I? Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly, first half stats from Squawka was 100% tackling, handful of interceptions, couple of tackles, 100% of tackles, 100% of passes, couple of interceptions, half a dozen clearances. I like the physicality of him. The way that he went through King in the first half, that's the sort of aggressive player that we've really needed, isn't it? So I am stoked on Bailly. And that's another question for Jose Mourinho because I don't think he'll play Smalling and Bailly together. I think you need a ball player, which is Blind, with the more aggressive physical tackler, which is Bailly or Smalling. In this form, you can't drop Bailly. Smalling doesn't deserve to come straight back into the team ahead of him. He's got man of the match probably in his last 2 matches. So what are you going to do? I don't think Bailly and Smalling are good enough on the ball to play together as a partnership, but who knows? And we may even see Blind move into midfield. I do not think we will end the season with the same formation that we've started it with, but there's lots to be positive about, and I am a happy red today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know who your man of the match was in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and let's start looking forward to Friday, and hopefully another 3 points for United. Nice one. See you in a bit.